What is up, guys? My name is Asteroid and welcome to week 1 of the MPL. I am your coach of the Chicago Chandelures. Hello, how you doing? But anyways, I'm extremely nervous. We're going to be fighting Patrick today, who is the coach of the Sin City Staraptors. If you guys are excited, smash that like button for me. This is week 1 and therefore my first ever draft-based, oh no, his team is scary. First ever draft-based format Wi-Fi battle in my life. So I'm insanely nervous, but he brought the Mienshao, the Hippowdon, Rotom Heat, Florges, Excadrill, and Blastoise, which means he didn't bring the Tornadus, which is interesting. And I will link his team down there. I'll link the hub down there if you guys want to see the full stats and stuff of his team. Also, his perspective will be over on his channel. Make sure to check that out as well. Now, we brought Pride, the Mega Sableye, OU, the Garchomp, Brave Bird, the Talonflame, Nest, the Lapras, Edward Eelric, the Electros, and Flats, the Empoleon. So, his team is kind of insane, and I'm very, very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm super nervous. Of course, Florges is an issue. Me and Sean were preparing for his team a couple nights ago, and that's where we built this team, and I'll go more in depth about it as we progress in the match. Okay, Fake Out's obviously an issue from Mienshao. The Sand is also an issue from Hippowdon. He brought the Excadrill as well, which means he could be running Sand Rush instead of the Mold Breaker. I do want to lead. I want to lead with Flats because I feel like we need to get our rocks up. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I expect to win here. I mean, I'm definitely not the best battler in the world. I never claimed to be the best battler in the world, and especially considering I don't have the most experience with this type of format, I'm definitely a bit nervous. Obviously, he has a lot more experience than I do. He's been in a league before this. He leads with Florges. This is very, very good. This is very, very good. I'm going to start writing down his team. So we have Florges. Let's see. I have Showdown open over here, so we're just going to, like, write out all of this. And I'm going to take my time with this. I think the thing that's going to really end up screwing me over, if anything does end up screwing me over, is going to be the fact that I like to rush things. We have Blastoise, he had Excadrill, he had Hippowdon, what else did he have? He had the Mienshao, and the Rotom Heat, right? So that was his team. Okay, so very, very powerful team, man. His team is kind of insane. He does lead with Florges, though, so what I'm going to do, right, is I think I want to set up rocks, because I'm kind of expecting him to have a Focus Sash on the Mienshao. And I know he can spin them away with Excadrill, which is not ideal, and also Blastoise could be a spinner. But I do want to set up the rocks. That was my main goal, and me and Sean were talking about it earlier, but rocks are going to be very, very crucial here. It's also early in the morning, so I'm not really too awake. So this could be bad. I'm going to go for the rocks, though, see what he wants to do. I think he'll swap. And I'm actually running Steel Wing on my Empoleon, specifically for Florges, which might seem a bit crazy. I am running a few crazy sets here. He goes in a Leonardo, which I love that name. And I'm expecting him to try and Rapid Spin here. He might go for an Aura Sphere, which is why I do want to swap out. Now, do I want to predict an Aura Sphere and go into Pride? If he does want to Rapid Spin, Pride could block that as well. Or I can go to Edward Eelric and try and eat up some hits with my Assault Vest and possibly dish out a Thunder Punch. You see, the thing here is if he goes for a Water Pulse expecting me to swap, Pride is not going to take that too well, especially considering we're not in our Mega Form. And the other thing about this, though, is that we have to Mega Evolve the second we send out Pride. That's one of the rules for the MPL. We can't hold on to Prankster. So, that being said, we have to Mega Evolve the first turn, which means we're going to have to use Prankster the second we send him out. So, do I want to predict an Aura Sphere or a Rapid Spin? I mean, I think he's going to want to get rid of those rocks, especially considering he has Rotom. So, I'm going to go into Pride and just hope he doesn't go for a Water Pulse. We'll see what he does. Man, I'm nervous. I am in this league just for fun, though, so whether I win or lose, we're still gonna have a good time. All right. All right. So we'll see what he wants to do. Goes for a skull. So he's not running the. Okay. That did way too much. You see, and I don't want to waste. Honestly, part of me feels like I should have just stayed in with Empoleon. You see, Pride really can't do much besides Calm Mind. We have to preserve Pride too. Because if Pride goes down, then that's it. That's it. I definitely should have went into Edward Eelric. I regret not doing that. Oh man, okay, we're gonna go into Edward Eelric now. We're gonna go into Edward Eelric now. And we should be able to take a Scald. Even though if he does get a burn, it's gonna be deadly for us. We do take that a lot better. Don't get a burn. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, he could swap out into one of his ground types. If he does go into Excadrill, then I'm going to assume that it does have Mold Breaker. You know what? I think the safest play here is to go for a Drain Punch, I guess. I feel like Drain Punch would be the safest play. I'm gonna Drain Punch. He does swap out, so if he does go into Excadrill, then we're going to get a super effective Drain Punch off Old Bessie, which is Hippowdon, his physical wall. Okay. Now the good news. Good news. Electros actually does a lot of damage to Old Bessie here because I have a trick up my sleeve. Now, Drain Punch is obviously going to do nothing, but Edward Eelric here is a mixed attacker, and we do carry Grass Knot. And I don't think he expects Grass Knot, so I do want to go for that here. It should do over half, I would assume. If he does swap onto Excadrill, okay, so he decides to set up his own rocks. I'm just going to go straight for the Grass Knot, try and get this thing out of here, because Hippowdon is a very, very scary Pokemon. And that's going to do a decent chunk of damage. Okay. Okay, that's good for us. That's very good for us. We're kind of like trading our defensive walls right now, because Sableye is my defensive wall. I probably should have stayed in with Flats, because technically Empoleon is our special wall, but I didn't think we'd really appreciate Norasphere. Then again, I don't know why he would go for Norasphere, considering he was going to expect us to swap out, so I definitely should have stayed in. But it's okay. It's okay. If he does want to swap out right now, he might go into Rotom, or he might go into Excadrill if his Excadrill does have Mold Breaker. So I'm going to predict the switch and go for a Drain Punch, and then maybe get some health back. If he wants to sack Old Bessie off, which I don't think he'll want to. I mean, worst case scenario, he stays in and goes for... Okay, I was going to say worst case scenario, he stays in and goes for a Slack Off. Alright, there's Excadrill. We're going to get a super effective Drain Punch off. And the battle is slowly looking better for us. And there's Mold Breaker, so he's not running the Sand Rush. That's nice. He's going to do a decent chunk of damage. But I don't feel comfortable staying in, especially considering the fact that we are going to take a lot of damage from the Earthquake, and that's not going to be nice. Actually, he might expect me to go into Talonflame, which might lead him to go for a Rock Slide. And if he does predict that, then I could stay in. But do I want to risk him going for an Earthquake? Because if he Earthquakes right now, then Edward Eelric is gone. And I really don't want to lose Edward Eelric right now. I think the best course of action is to either swap out into Brave Bird or Garchomp. Because Brave Bird can obviously take the Earthquake. If he does predict it and go for a Rock Slide, though, it's going to suck. And the rocks are up on our side of the field. So we're going to take 50%. You know what? I think I am going to go into Brave Bird, though. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go into Garchomp because I feel like that's the less obvious play. And if he wants to go for a Rock Slide, that's fine. If he wants to Earthquake, we can take it. And he might... I'm not sure if he's Scarfed or what's going on here. But sadly, we are running Sash on our Garchomp. And our Sash is broken. We do take that fairly well, though. Now, he could go into his Forgis. Or he could go into Rotom expecting the Earthquake. There's a lot of things he could do here. Or he can go into Hippowdon, maybe. He could sack that off. I do have Draco Meteor on my Garchomp, though, and I don't quite want to reveal that. And I'm not sure if he outspeeds us, but if he does outspeed, I don't think an Earthquake will kill. Or maybe it will. If it does, then this is a bad play. I'm just gonna Earthquake and see what happens. He does swap out. Okay. Because I was going to say, if he would have stayed in, and there's the dominoes. You see, I was going to predict that, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. Because I was going to say, if he would have stayed in, right, then I could probably assume he was scarfed. I don't know. Maybe he thinks I'm scarfed. And if he does think I'm scarfed, then he's probably going to predict a switch right now. I'm going to Stone Edge because I am not scarfed. He might be running HP Ice, though. And if that's the case, then we wasted our Focus Sash. And that was pretty much the one reason why I was running Focus Sash on this Garchomp. So if he does go for HP Ice right now, then we should outspeed, right? Unless he's scarfed. If he's scarfed Rotom Heat with HP Ice, then we're pretty much screwed. You know what? You know what? I think I should go out into flats. The only reason he would go into Rotom Heat is if he assumed I was Scarf, or if he was Scarfed himself. I don't know what to do here. Because if he does go for an HP Ice, and if he is Scarfed, then swapping out into flats or Nest would be our best choice. But if he's not scarfed, and if he just assumes that I'm scarfed, okay, I'm gonna, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna Stone Edge. Am I? You know what? I am gonna swap out. I'm gonna swap out into flats. Oh my god, I ran out of time. I wasn't even looking at the time, and I ran out of time. Oh my god. So we just revealed Draco Meteor. Come on, man. And he does have the HP. I could have Stone Edged right there and bodied this thing. I am so upset. I am so upset. I ran out of freaking time. Well, now we know he's not scarfed. Because I was gonna say, if he thought I was scarfed, then I was gonna swap out no matter what. Okay, you know what? We have to go into Edward Eorik. I could have Stone Edged right there, but I ran out of freaking time. Honestly, I was this close to swapping out into flats. I probably wouldn't have stayed in there if I was paying attention to the time. We're gonna Drain Punch and just see what happens. We are Assault Vest, so we can pretty much take any hit he wants to throw at us. He's gonna swap out, probably going into or is that Florges? Yeah, that's Florges. Okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I honestly, I expected him to bring Florges. So I'm pretty much prepared for Florges. I'm prepared for Florges. We're gonna U-turn, I think. Or we could hard switch, but I don't think there's any reason for us not to U-turn. Let's U-turn out of here. Get just a bit of damage off. He's gonna start Calm Minding, which is obviously kind of scary. But I do have a solution for that. I have a solution for Florges here. I feel like Florges is the one Mon that I managed to prepare for somewhat successfully. So we're going to get the crap out of here. He does Calm Mind, which obviously is not ideal. But even though this battle is not going exactly in our favor, I think we still have a chance. Okay, so we have flats here. Now, flats is our special wall, which is partially why I went into him, but I have a trick up my sleeve in the fact that I'm running Steel Wing. And it turns out that Steel Wing does a heck of a lot of damage to this Florges. Now, granted, he does have a lot of steel resistances, so he might swap out. But despite that, I'm just going to go straight for the Steel Wing. He does swap out. Part of me was considering going for a Defog. So there's the Steel Wing, man. There's the Steel Wing. I'm going to stay in and just go for a Defog. I'm going to stay in and get rid of these rocks. I think I have to. You know, I'm gonna have to get rid of these rocks eventually, especially for my Talonflame, but I think I need to swap out right now, though. He could go for an Aura Sphere right now, or he can go for another Scald. If he goes for an Aura Sphere, then that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Flats, and Flats really can't do much here, so I'm considering swapping out into Ness. Or Edward Eorik. I think Eorik is probably the best choice here. I mean, honestly, if he wants to predict Edward Eorik, I mean, he can go for a Scald. But I think that's pretty much the best he could possibly do against Edward Eorik. Okay, so he goes for Rapid Spin. I could have predicted that and went into Sableye. That would have been a great play. But no, that's not the case. It's not what I did. Edward Elric does a lot to his team. That's why I really want to keep him around. I'm going to go for a Grass Knot right now. I would go for a Thunder Punch, but he has 2 ground types on his team. And if he wants to swap into either of them, that would be bad. And if he does decide to go into Excadrill, then we should be able to clean him up there. I think a Grass Knot should do enough to him to finish him off. So I'm trying to take my time here, but I don't know. The fact that I ran out of time with my Garchomp really screwed us over. I definitely should have just Stone Edged. Oh, man. I can't believe I ran out of time. So he's taking a while to choose his move here. I'm kind of scared. We do need to get rid of the rocks on our side of the field, or else Mienshao is going to pretty much destroy our team. Mienshao is a Pokemon that I'm scared of, and we didn't even get to Mega Evolve Sableye. He's gonna stay and go for the Scald. Can we please not get burned? Thank you. There's the Grass Knot. I definitely should have Drain Punched, I guess. Or maybe I should have went for the Thunder Punch. I'm not sure. He does outspeed us, though, and his Scald will be enough to take us out. So I'm going to predict the Scald and go into Ness. If he does go for an Aura Sphere, I don't think that would have been enough to take out Edward Elric. So he probably did go for a Scald unless he swapped out. If that's the case, then there we go. We're going to get the Water Absorb. Nice! That was like the one good play. All game that I made. Okay, now there's a few options here. We do carry Freeze Dry, and I feel like Freeze Dry is probably my best choice. So we are indeed going to go for that. A Freeze Dry should hopefully take out Leonardo here. And it should be enough to finish off the Excadrill and also do a heck of a lot of damage to the Hippowdon. Whether it'll do a decent chunk to Rotom, I don't know. I doubt it. He's going to Aura Sphere. We should be able to survive it. Come on. Lapras! Yes! We're living, boys! We're living. And there's Freeze Dry. Please kill. Thank you. Mega Blastoise is out of here. Okay, that was nice. Now, if he goes to Mienshao, that would be extremely ideal. If he goes into Mienshao, that'd be great. I'm really hoping he goes into Mienshao right now, but I feel like if he's running High Jump Kick, he probably won't go for it, considering I still have Sableye on the team. Dominoes, that's going to be the Rotom. Okay, now, I carry Protect on Lapras, mostly for High Jump Kick on Mienshao. And I could go for that to stall out the leftovers a bit. I think at this health, though, we're going to die to Rocks once we come back in. So as much as I want to keep Lapras around, I don't know. Actually, I think I do want to swap out. If we can defog the Rocks away and then send Lapras back in, then we should be good to go. I feel like if we go into Flats right now, that'd be a great choice. We can take an Overheat. I think we can survive a Volt Switch if he wants to go for that. He has leftovers. And more importantly, I just want to get rid of these Rocks. So, we'll see how that goes. And I feel like we do outspeed him. No, maybe not. I think, yeah, Rotom definitely outspeeds us. So let's hope this does less than half. He's going to Volt Switch. Alright, that's fine. If he does go into, like, Excadrill, though, and Earthquakes us, that could be bad because we're not going to be able to get rid of these Rocks. Like, I just want to get rid of these Rocks right now. That's like, my only goal. That is my only hope right now is to get rid of these Rocks. So there's Excadrill. And obviously an Earthquake is coming. I guess I could predict it and go into Talonflame. As much as I want to defog right here, right now, he could easily just Earthquake us and body us. If I stay in, Flats is going to die. And that's just that. And Earthquake will pretty much kill, I think, everything on my team. Considering he has Mold Breaker. But, I mean, if he predicts me to go into Brave Bird and goes for a Rock Slide, that's going to be horrible. But then again, I don't think he would overpredict here. I feel like he's going to Earthquake. We're going to take a lot from Rocks. And then there's the Earthquake. Okay. Now, obviously, if he would have Rock Slided there, that would have been horrible. I mean, I would have applauded him on that fantastic play. If he would have done that, that would have been crazy. But we still don't know whether this thing is scarfed or not. Or at least I don't think we know if he's scarfed or not. Did we see what item he had? I don't think so. I don't think so, unless I just wasn't paying attention. So I think we have to Brave Bird. Just to get this thing out of here. He might swap out and try and preserve it. Oh man, if I would have predicted that and went for a Swords Dance, that would have been crazy. So Dominoes is obviously a threat. Man, Rotom is kind of scary, man. Rotom is scary. Rotom is scary. Now, I could make a pretty crazy play here. I could make a pretty crazy play here. And I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. Now, if you guys don't know, Roost actually makes it so your flying type goes away for 1 turn. And if I go for a Roost right now, we're obviously going to outspeed because of Gale Wings. His Thunderbolt or his Volt Switch won't be super effective for this 1 turn. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that and see what happens here. We're gonna Roost, making it so that way Volt Switch is not going to do as much damage to us and also healing ourselves a bit. And he's gonna go for the Volt Switch, so we should be able to take this, right? There we go, it's neutral. So we were able to eat that up, and that right there is why I'm running Roost. I feel like that was probably the second best play I made. So he goes to Old Bessie, which is obviously the Hippowdon here. There's the Sandstream. Okay, so we made a pretty good play there, getting rid of our flying type for that turn, which was nice. That was nice. Now, is there anything I could possibly do here? He could be running like Rock Slide, or he could try and go for a Slack Off right now. And obviously, Hippowdon's extremely physically bulky, so I feel like we can't really do much. I'm gonna go into Flats, because I don't see him Earthquaking right now, and it'll give us the opportunity to get rid of the rocks, or possibly just kill him. If he predicts this and goes for an Earthquake, then yeah, he goes for a Slack Off. I was gonna say that'd be pretty impressive. Now, the question here is, do I go for a Scald? Do I go for a Scald? If I go for a Scald and it doesn't kill, then he'll probably end up bodying us with an Earthquake. I feel like Scald will kill, though. I feel like Scald has a good chance of killing. And because he's Ground type, I don't think he gets the Special Defense boost from the Sand. I think that's only Rock types that get that boost. So I'm going to Scald instead of going for the Defog. I'm pretty sure we do outspeed, right? Hippowdon is slow as crap, yeah. Unless he was speed creeping and made it so he could specifically outspeed my Flats here, I think we're good to go. So I'm going to Scald. I'm going to Scald, right? Right? Okay, we're going to do it. So we do outspeed. How much is this going to do? Please kill. Or get a burn. Get a burn. Please? Not quite. And our defense is garbage, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to survive this. Yeah. I was really banking on that killing. Or getting a burn. Now, I probably should have taken that turn to get rid of those rocks, because now Brave Bird is not going to do so well. But I think this is a good opportunity to go into... I mean, Ness is not going to survive. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's go into Edward Ulrich. This is a problem. This is honestly a problem. Our team is really, really weak right now. I think we have to go for a Grass Knot because, let's see. Blastoise is the only Pokemon that's dead. So we're going to go... Actually, predicting the Rotom, we could go for a Drain Punch. But if he does stay in, will a Drain Punch even kill this thing? I regret going for Scald. Because if we would have defogged and then let Empoleon go down, we could have went back into Edward Ulrich. And then the Grass Knot probably would have been enough to take this thing out. Maybe. I'm just going to Grass Knot right here. He is going to swap out. Oh, man. Going into Dominoes. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. At least we didn't get 6-0'd, right? Oh, man. At least we didn't get 6-0'd, right? 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 Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure Edward Ulrich has done its job. I don't think he can really do anything else, so we're gonna let him go down. I mean, I feel like we made a few good plays. And I'm not trying to say the battle's over, but considering the state of our team, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Oh, man. We'll see what he wants to do, though. He might... I don't know. He might just overheat or volt switch or HB ice, and that'll probably take us out. I mean, we are Assault Vest. I tried to spend a lot of time nicknaming my Pokemon. I tried to really focus on that. We do survive! And then there's the Drain Punch. Hello? Edward Ilric is a savage. I mean, we got a bit of damage off, but that was only because of the fact, and the Sandstorm's gone. That's not bad. That's not bad. So we're not gonna die. We're not gonna die this turn. Wow. Okay. I mean, he's gonna kill us now. He's definitely gonna kill us now. But hey, that was not bad. That was not bad. I see you, Edward Ilric, getting in those final attacks. That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. I can't believe we actually survived that HB Ice, though. I mean, I kind of thought we would, because, I mean, we are Assault Vest, but... So, anyways, we're going to go into Pride, and we're going to Mega Evolve and go for the Recover, because we can survive the rocks, right? Yeah. I think we have this. If Mega Sableye can pull through, I think we have this. His special attack is -2. This was the perfect time to send in our Pride, because now we can get the Recover off. He didn't actually swap out, wow. So he's -2. I don't know what he's going to be able to do with his Rotom, but we're going to be able to get the free Recover off. And hopefully Pride will be able to put in work here as our Mega. I think we got this. I think we got this. He goes for Volt Switch. He is -2, so I think we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Mega Sableye is a beast. Yes, I freaking love Mega Sableye. You guys know I love Mega Sableye. So it seems like Pride's going to be able to put in some work here. He does go into Florges, obviously. That was the obvious play. Now, Empoleon was one of the Pokemon that I thought could handle Florges here. Obviously, Empoleon's gone. Okay. Okay, I think we have to go into Brave Bird, though. I think we have to go into Brave Bird. Pride's going to be able to live on as our backup physical wall. Let's go into Brave Bird. We're going to take a lot of damage, and we're probably not going to survive a Moonblast. Yeah. I guess I overestimated Brave Bird a bit there. Well, we sacked off Brave Bird, and the issue here is that we didn't get rid of rocks. Honestly, if I would have freaking I think we lost now. But if I would have freaking defogged with flats against that Hippowdon, we probably could have stood a better chance, because now rocks are going to screw us over no matter which way we look at it. I don't think Ness is going to survive the rocks. I mean, we do survive, but I mean, we really can't do much. So I think we're going to call it GG right here. I mean, it was a pretty good match. We tried, and that's all that matters. I'm going to protect, though, just to get some HP back. But I'm like 99% sure we lost this. Which kind of sucks, but hey. Hey, Patrick had a powerful team. Not gonna lie. So great game, dude. I'm gonna Ice Shard, I guess. Do we outspeed him? I feel like we're not going to. Yeah, we're not outspeeding. We're not gonna outspeed. I'm gonna Ice Shard. It is a physical attack. It doesn't do anything though, and that's gonna be a dead Lapras. Unless Mega Sableye can somehow sweep the rest of his team, I seriously doubt we have this. You see, rocks really screwed us over. Rocks screwed us over on a fundamental level. I regret going for Skull on that turn, because if I would have defogged, then Lapras could have had a bit of longevity. Same with Brave Bird. I think our last bit of hope is just to, I don't know, I guess recover. I mean, we can't do anything, so that's going to be GG. Great game, dude. That was a great battle. That was a pretty good battle, considering it was my first time doing a draft, a league-based battle like that. I had a lot of fun. So anyways, great game, Patrick. Make sure to check out his side of the battle down there in the description. Of course, subscribe to him. And that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Hopefully next week we'll do a bit better. If you guys weren't aware, every single Sunday these battles go live as we progress in the MPL. But that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace!